What up, people? It's your boy, Daddy Noland again. Alright, so now we're going to talk about graphing statistical data. Alright, let me enlarge this. Here we are. Now we can see. These are the notes that the students took today in class. So I'm actually going to go ahead and fill it in with you guys, but I'm just going to start with the first one, which is dot plots. Dot plots, and the first bullet, a dot plot, is also known as a line plot. It is a visual display of a distribution of data values where each data value is shown as a dot or other mark, such as an X above a number line. Now, I'm going to use dots for the dot plot. I'm not going to use X's, but you can if you want. So let's go ahead and label these. I have a 52. So here's 52. I'm going to put a dot right above the 52. Gone. I have another 52. Put a dot above it. Notice when I have one, or when I have more of the same number, I'm putting one right on top of the other. Then I have a 60. Then I have a 56. Then I have a 62. Then I have a 48. Then I have a 65. Then I have a 45. Then I have a 48. Then I have a 49. Then I have a 52. Then I have a 58. Then I have a 50. Then I have a 53. Then I have a 51. Then I have another 51. Then I have a 48. Then I have a 52. Then I have a 58. And then I have a 49. There's your dot plot. Now, what if the question says, what is the range? The range is the biggest number minus the smallest number. Some of you are going to say 65 to 45. Well, in this case, you're correct, because I have a dot at 65 and I have a dot at 45. Now, what happens if I didn't have a dot at 65 and I didn't have a dot at 45, and it was just these numbers right here? Well, then my range would be right here at this dot, which would be 62, and this dot right here, which would be 48. So 62 minus 48 would give me a range of 14. So on a dot plot, your range is your smallest dot to the left to your smallest dot on the right. So your largest and smallest dot values. That would be your range. So in this case, 65 minus 45 is 20. Now, what if it says, do I have a peak? Or mode. The peak means the highest point of the graph, or the highest point of the dot plot, and the mode is what number repeats the most. In reality, they both mean the same thing. The mode would be right here. This one has 4 dots. No one else has 4 dots, and that would be at 52. Now, the next question is gaps. Do we see any gaps? A gaps means there's no dots here. There's no dots. There's no dots. There's missing dots somewhere. Okay? So in this case, we don't have any data right here. So the gap would be between 45 and 48. Do I have any other gaps? Yes, I do. I have some gaps right here. So that would be between 53 and 56. And then do I have any other gaps? Right here. That would be between 56 and 58. I have another gap between 58 and 60. I have a gap between 60 and 62. And I have a gap between 62 and 65. So those are all my gaps right there. That's where I have no data in there. Okay, the next one is, do I have a cluster? A cluster is when all your data is in pretty much one small area. It's all bunched together. Well, in this case, I do have a cluster. And now you have to remember, a cluster has no gaps between it. So if you look right here between this data, you see how there's no gaps between it? All this data right here is clustered together. So my cluster would be between 48 and 53. Now, what happens if I ask for the median on the test? If I ask for a median given a dot plot? Well, there's two ways you can do it. You can write out each one of these numbers, the actual number like 45, 48, 48, 48, and then take one off the front, off the back, off the front, off the back. Or instead of doing more work, you can do that straight from the picture. And that's what I'm going to do here. One off the front, one off the back. Front, back, 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 front, back. Well, notice I have two dots left over, don't I? But they're both on the same line. They're both on the same thing. So that would be at, looks like 52. So your median is at 52. Now, if it asks for the average, the mean, you add up all the numbers and divide by 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So there's 20 numbers here. You add them all up and divide by 20, and that gives you the mean. Remember, the mean is just the average. Alright guys, I hope this video helps with dot plots. I will make another video later involving histograms. Alright guys, have a good evening. Bye.